upon what time zone you are in, or even what dimension you may be floating in, this is going to be our farewell to 2023. Whew. How? And so, as the hours of our lives pass through the portalage of time, we meet once again, gardeners, one step right into the Wayback Machine, and it's better known as Return to the Perfumed Gardens with Mr. Peabody himself there, Sherman. Rick Strange. Woohoo! Let's get the sticky, wicked, flying psycho fair going, baby! Our first band, ta-da-da, numero uno, is called the 23rd Turnoff. What? Man, where do some of these names come from? You know, I shouldn't question people's name choices. I mean, my first psych blues band in '68 was called the Glass Blowers Worker. Like, it was called the Glass Blowers Local 1013. That's what it was. I like that one. Then we switched to the Gears, which was really cool. But then we settled on the name The Beef. What on this planetoid were we thinking?
Hello? You're drifting again. Earth to Rick.
Oops, sorry. Well, why should I end the year any different than I started it? Anyway, all that early drifting aside, they, being the 23rd Boys, started out as a Mersey beat group from Liverpool, no less, in 1965. They imploded sometime later and became the 23rd Turnoff in '67. A lot of the Mersey beat sound is hanging around with these guys. They signed with, when they went psych, I should say. But they signed with Durham Records and did one masterful psych treat called Michelangelo. So before we go any farther, we should blind ourselves with dancing mermaids and touch the distant beaches, eh? Well, yes, we should. So let's have a go, and if those sirens don't crash our ship, we'll meet up on those glistening beaches. Saying about their Mersey beat sound went into the psych range, but it's not an in-your-face kind of psych. It's a Brit psych thing. I like it a lot. This is the record. That's the A side. Dun, dun. Sideways, backways. Let's talk about this thing. It's on the heck is this label? It's TLAC. T-L-A-K, TLAC. Go figure, I don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, really. This is the complete 1967 recordings, by the way. So let's do a little bit here. This gathering of tuners is a comp of all their studio output during that period. Some of it's in mono, some of it's in stereo. Not much is known about these guys. They're Brit, you know, duh, Liverpool, there. But they did leave a trail of tidbits to fill any hors d'oeuvres tray at your next party. I'd say it's a good one here. It's a cheapo, and it's you know, it's one more cool morsel that the Brits have on their psych table. It's a very melodic album. Nothing really jumps out in your face and goes bonkers out of the pool of gravity, but it's a good LP. I like it. To keep you floating, as Mr. Hendricks would say, here's an Australian band from Sydney in 1980 called The Church. Alright, now originally these guys were associated with the neo-psych that was plowing out of LA at the same time, and also they were, you know, critics, I should say, in the music world, newspapers were also affiliating them with new wave. Oh God, I just hate that phrase. But anyway, and also alternative to a degree. You know, the thing about these guys, especially on what I'm going to play for you, is that their musical exploits were often a slower, more surreal affair of soundscapes. Nothing wrong with that, baby. Just more to lay back and feel your blood cruising through your veins, dig me? You know, it's like finding that sweet spot right before you peak from that righteous Owsley. Woohoo! Been there, done that. Not today, but maybe tomorrow. Or maybe tonight. Wow, who knows? Let's have at it. And this cut is from the LP Heyday from 1985. This manifestation up for your perusal is called Columbus. So grab a Joey, eh? And throw some more shrimps on the Barbie. Well, hey, that one definitely warps your perspective. Nice vocals from the bass player Steve Kilby, and also the two guitarists Peter Copes, I think it is, and Marty Wilson Piper. The drummer on this particular record, this is not their first, this is down the line a bit. He only did one album. I can't remember what his name was. I'm so sorry. And then they had a lot of drummers over the years. Anyway, this is the record we're going to look at here. This is a beautiful copy that I forgot that I even had. Can you believe that? No. Yes, I can believe that. So let's see. The two guitarists had a lot to do. I mean, Kilby had great vocals, no question about it. But the two guitarists, they helped fill out the ethereal, transient roaming their songs generally took on. I saw them in 1988 when this album, which I'm sure you might be familiar with, Starfish, was released. This is the one that has Under the Milky Way, which was their big claim to fame. Although they've done multiple records prior to this and after. You know, they, on occasion, they create a dronish jive, sometimes live, that needs to be heard to appreciate the multi-talent going on in a band. The studio LPs are good. They're very good. But the fact that they can... well, wait a minute. I got to do something. Keep the camera rolling. We're going to talk about this because I got to fix this. There it goes. How about that for some... I'll be darned. I'm a DJ. Woohoo! Let's see. We're talking about the studio albums. The studio albums were really good, and they really were able to pull them off live. But man, you really got lifted when you saw them live. Really great stuff. Really great stuff. I'd say if you can find any of their material, buy it, and it's generally pretty reasonable. You can crate it. It's not that hard to do. It's out there. Literally. Okay, now these next ones, I stumbled onto these waifs by way of another vinyl community member, and his name is Psychedelic, and you could check his channel out. He does a lot of psych, mostly psych, but and he's got some cool stuff. So I don't think he'd mind if I expanded on this pop psych folk crowd called the Serendipity Singers. You want to, yeah, give that thing a puncheroo. That record is, I brought the wrong one. I got multiple copies of this thing, and I brought the one that was Skipperoo. My darling Skipperoo, my lady. Hey! Anyway, back to the Serendipity Singers. And I love this song anyway, so let's play it again. Why not? Their main claim to fame came as a 9-piece folk revival group in Colorado in 1962. That's the Serendipity Singers. They played in the Colorado state a lot, and then they decided to move to New York, and they jumped on the Hootenanny train. I remember watching that particular show called Hootenanny. It was on ABC, and my mom and I used to watch it diligently. You know, it's like Michael rode the boat ashore, hallelujah. That's that kind of folk music before Dylan crashed the scene and turned it on its head, baby. But we were pretty serious about watching all the time. The Smothers Brothers were on there, and anyway, they were on there. They copped a 6-week trip on that show, which really helped move them in the right direction in that genre. And hey, they even saw Ed Sullivan on a really great shoe to boot. But the trip to Starland got short-circuited by, guess who? Those darn Beatles. You know, it's all their fault. By 1967, though, this is the sad part, they had lost most of their original members. But instead of bailing, they went electric guitar a la mode. Possibly some indulgence of something or other, I don't know. But they really turned that baby around. Around 360. They went 180. There you go. That's where we get this LP, and it's called Love is a State of Mind. I couldn't agree more. And the cut we're going to play is called Rain Doll. So, crank up the espresso machine, put the Mighty Wind video on your TV, and have a sing-along, baby!
Living rain doll grew old yesterday. Now it's time throw away. Rain down. Torn and tattered by loving hands, ladybug on twisted limbs. Hope for one last touch from Jumpman. Rain down. Rain down, rain down, waiting to die. Rain down, rain down, rain down, rain down. Here comes the rain. Comes the left hand wet and warm, brings one last smile to plaster torn. Then the rain of filling grave, rain down. First drop burns and warps the face. Each tear in turn seems to race, to peel the paint from around the eyes of rain down. Rain down, waiting to die. Rain down, rain down, rain down.
Ka-ching! Hey, look it. Too bad if I'm trying too hard. Oh, I'm loving this stuff, baby. Now, that's some solid pop, you know, and it's folk psych, and it's kind of dreamy, with psych vocals, psych arrangementa, another word for you to remember. And it's a good fit for these changelings. Here's the record cover. This, I found, it's a DJ copy, and it is massively pristine. I don't know how it happened. And I got it for practically nothing. This is an original issue, obviously, because it was never reissued. Oh, there you go. Oh, God, love it. Anyway, let's talk about this here. That ain't the only tuner on the LP that works, but I must say sometimes they revert to their old past, and the disc verges on being a little too saccharine for my taste. Oh, wow, was that a lot of play in words? I mean, I think so. Still, it's cheap and a keeper. I've been dropping the needle down a lot on this another lost but found treasure. I think that's a good. You know, if you're into pop psych, that one's the way to go. I find that some of it is more leans a little heavier towards the psych, because they do get into some fuzz guitar on this thing too, which is kind of wild, these cats. But anyway, our last course on this smorgasbord of some faves of mine, it's a way cool gifter from my co-conspirator and lovely assistant du jour, Miss Nancy.
Woo!
Thank you, my dear. I just discovered this artist in the last, I don't know, month or so, maybe last 2 months. And I also found it very elusive, like the butterfly of love, to get my greasy little hands on. But through the wonder of Nancy's computer skills, waylay! Here it is.
Waylay?
Well, voila. Yeah, French. It's voila. Voila. That's it. The last artist we're talking about here in question is a young lady named Susan Christine. Oh yeah, this is kind of like I mean, I never say Grail very often because I don't know if that fits. It's just a record that I really fell in love with and I really, really wanted.
Isn't it Susan Christie?
Christie. Yeah, Susan Christie. Hey, no problem. I'm going to hold the record up. You can read it. Oh, so, and the LP is called Paint a Lady. She came from Philadelphia, and she studied at the Berklee College of Music in Beantown, Boston, which was soon to become the psychedelic center of the East Coast, possibly. By the early 60s, she was singing with a folk outfit, here we go again, called the Highlanders. Oh, I wonder if they wore kilts. Anyway, by 66, she was shopping some of her originals around town, but no dice, baby. But in April of that same year, she hit the charts with a novelty folk song called I Love Onions.
Onions.
Hey, I'm telling you, that's what it is. And it's been actually used, it's kind of like a kid's kind of a thingy-ma-dingy, and it's been used in a lot of movies over the years, I was told, by some people who supposedly know. But anyway, I ain't going to play that number because it's not on this record. That's a 45. I'm dropping a dime on Rainy Day. And like a marauding soothsayer, beyond the pull of gravity, I will return you fulfilled with enlightenment.
Rainy day, go far away. I'm tired of blues I've gone through. Lonely nights, 8,000 sighs of times I once knew. Go away, you rainy day, far away out of my mind. I should have known when times they got hard, you'd go and steal away.
Hey! Hey, can you dig that one? The whole record does that to me. Sometimes I just, sometimes I just want to watch the girl from Ipanema walk by. Then sometimes I want to phase shift to another land. Woo! There is the record. We're dialing it in somewhere there. Our camera person gets it together. And there's a whole spiel on the back. Plus, there's a really good insert that, of course, there it is. And I can actually whip it out. I mean, the insert. And it's cool. It's very cool. Very informative stuff. There's good writing about her on the internet anyway, but this is really good. I love informative stuff. I mean, sometimes it's hard to find anything out about these cats. Anyway, this LP was recorded between 66 and 68 because she had been signed to CBS Records. Hey, that's a very cool thing. After the Onion song? Or is it Onions? What is that snack? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Funyuns.
Funyuns! I like Funyuns. I'm not much on onions. Well, I like onions too. I'm thrifty, forget it. I'm a vegetable guy. But the suit and tie brainiacs at CBS Records in the home office, the ones with the brains, the ones that got the cash, they just didn't think it had any potential. Well, that was enough for Susan. She grabbed the goods, meaning she got all the all the tapes, everything. She cleaned out the studio, and she just dropped out. She gave up on trying to be a singer, and she wrote jingles, and that's pretty interesting. Here's the deal: she kept all these recordings in her attic until the early 2000s, when there's this gold miner from a record label called Finders Keepers, which is what this is on. And we showed it, didn't we? Yeah, we showed it. But, wow, mind freeze. And he was the owner. And he likes to get these really obscure, lost... oh, there it goes again. Start it over, my dear. Okay, folks. I'm going to get to the point of why this is on anyway in a minute. Or if I get to the point, I don't know if I ever will. So anyway, he checked her out, you know, said, this is where it's at. I need to have these things. And guess what? He put this thing into the light of day. Woo! You know, don't get fooled by her soft and lilting voice. Because the tunes, if you listen to the lyrics, are kind of on the dark side. She does an anti-Vietnam song in there about the lost soldier. And there's, on the other side, she does a kind of like a New York street poet talk through, and then they jam on the music, and it's really dark, but it is so good. I mean, this is a very cool Psyche LP from a shamefully undiscovered talent. And guess what? This was released in 2003. That's what I've got here. But you can't find it now until February of next year. It will be re-released. So don't dismay. And that, my friends, brings the curtain down on another picnic in the gardens. But wait! There's more. I brought along one of my fave soundtracks, which is skipping like crazy. Like I say, I brought the wrong copy along. But anyway, it doesn't matter to me, skipping or not, I love it. And it's Goldfinger, and we know all about John Barry, and it's cool stuff. But I brought it along because another gift that I spoke about when I was a kid, I got 007 deodorante. Woohoo! And it was another Christmas gift from my very thoughtful companion.
You're welcome.
Oh, but let me tell you, there ain't nothing secret about this stuff. One dose of this manly air freshener deodorant, and the bad guys from Spectra can sniff you out. Woo! Anyway, well, let's toast to the new year, and to all you gardeners everywhere, I wish you all the happiness and joy that you can garner in the next year. This has been a tough one for us in the vinyl community this year. We lost people, but we're gaining people too, and I think that's what's important, that we continue to keep on as a community. Even if you're just dialing into the shows and you don't put something out there, that's perfectly fine. The whole point is tune in, you know, and don't drop out all the time. So, with that being said, till the twain shall meet, we are all one. Happy New Year! Well, that's how that works. And I wish to say, we are all one, and will always be one. And I wish you peace and happiness and lots of love next year. Bye-bye.